es el control y monitoreo del sistema de alerta de motor, el conocido como EICAS. Entonces ya sabemos que tenemos nuestro canal de YouTube donde vamos a poder analizar todos los videos. Entonces vamos a ver esta pequeña información.
The Engine Indication and Crew Alerting System, or EICAS, consolidates engine and subsystem indications with the crew alerting system. This lesson discusses only the crew alerting portion of EICAS.
A grandes rasgos, nosotros ya cuando tomamos nuestra clase de sistemas aeronáuticos, conocimos que tenemos dos tipos de pantallas de EICAS. EICAS para parámetros primarios y EICAS para parámetros secundarios. Entonces el EICAS nos sirve, es un control de alerta a la propia tripulación de parámetros del motor de la misma aeronave.
Traffic. The crew alerting system includes a Traffic Alert Collision Avoidance System, or TCAS. Terrain. A Ground Proximity Warning System, or GPWS. And Airplane System Alerts. This lesson discusses airplane system alerts.
No solamente vamos a tener parámetros de alerta a la tripulación de parámetros de motor, sino también vamos a tener alertas de otros tipos de situaciones, en este caso de algunos otros tráficos, de alertas contra el terreno o algunos sistemas de la propia aeronave.
TCAS and GPWS are covered in other lessons. The crew alerting system includes 2 master warning lights and 2 master caution lights.
Vamos a tener las luces de alerta
Messages
maestra.
replace annunciator lights and gauge indications as the primary means of informing the crew of airplane status. Messages are normally displayed to the crew on the upper center and lower center displays,
Parámetros primarios de
and
motor.
on the captain's and first officer's PFDs.
En el tema de pantallas primarias, recordamos que vamos a tener básicamente las pantallas laterales del Primary Flight Displays, y en las pantallas centrales vamos a tener el EICAS.
Oral enunciations are broadcast over 2 flight deck loudspeakers located overhead. Airplane crew alerting is provided by the EICAS function of the Airplane Information Management System, or AIMS, and the Warning Electronic System, or WES. The EICAS and WES are in constant communication with each other. Together, they provide crew alerting as dictated by an airplane system condition or operational situation. The WES operates the master warning lights, all oral enunciations such as tones and voices, and the stall warning stick shaker. EICAS operates the master caution lights.
El EICAS, a través del WES, pues va a proporcionar esas luces visuales que deben de alertar a la tripulación, así como también nos va a mencionar de esa alerta audible también.
Displays warning, caution, and advisory level alert messages, communication alert messages, memo messages, and airplane system status messages.
Mensajes de alerta y mensajes de estatus de algunos
System
sistemas.
alerts are classified as time-critical warnings, cautions, and advisories.
El sistema de alerta a la tripulación no solamente nos da parámetros, como comentábamos, parámetros de motor, nos alerta de alguna condición en la cual la tripulación debe de estar alerta. Condiciones críticas, en este caso precauciones y avisos que deben de ser informados inmediatamente al capitán.
A time-critical warning requires immediate awareness and crew action to maintain safe flight and is generally associated with flight path control. Time-critical warning messages display here on the captain's and first officer's PFDs. In addition, the master warning lights illuminate and an associated voice warning is heard.
En la Primary Flight Display se van a mostrar esas alertas de tiempo crítico.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Push either master warning light
acompañadas de una
reset
señal
switch to
audible.
reset the master warning system. The wind shear time critical alert warns that wind shear conditions have been detected. Pushing a master warning light reset switch only resets the master warning system and extinguishes the lights. The warning message remains displayed until the condition no longer exists. Pull up. This time critical alert warns of a severe descent rate or an excessive terrain closure rate. Once again, pushing a master warning light reset switch only resets the master warning system and extinguishes the lights. The warning message remains displayed until the condition no longer exists. Engine fail. If an engine fails during the takeoff roll between 65 knots and V1, the engine fail time critical warning activates. If airspeed decreases into the minimum speed region, independent stick shakers vibrate, lights do not illuminate.
Vamos a tener en el primary flight display parámetros críticos remarcados con puntos rojos. Si entramos en esos parámetros críticos, el bastón va a vibrar y va a poner en alerta, en este caso a los tripulantes.
Red warning level alert messages require immediate crew awareness and corrective action and are displayed here on the upper center display.
Cualquier luz roja que se presente en las pantallas requiere de una acción inmediata por parte de los tripulantes de la misma aeronave.
Resets the system for future warning alerts. In the event of autopilot disconnect, the oral whaler is silenced by pushing the autopilot disconnect switch.
Vamos a tener un switch para inhibir las acciones de alerta de forma
The oral
temporal.
whaler activates for autopilot disconnect. The oral warning siren activates for overspeed, configuration warnings, stabilizer, and cabin altitude. Pushing the master warning light reset switch silences the oral siren for the warnings associated with stabilizer and cabin altitude. For all other warning level alerts, the oral warning continues to sound until corrective action has been initiated or the condition no longer exists.
Parte de la capacitación que deben de tener los pilotos es reconocer las señales visuales y las señales audibles de atención inmediata, zonas de alerta.
The fire bell activates for engine, APU, cargo compartment, and wheel well fire warning alerts. The fire bell is canceled by pushing the master warning light reset switch, but the warning message remains displayed until the condition no longer exists. Touch the highlighted area. Caution level alert messages are amber and appear on the EICAS display, beginning below any displayed warning level alert messages. A caution alert tone, consisting of a series of beeps in rapid succession, sounds once for each caution level alert. Pushing the master caution light reset switch extinguishes the master caution lights and resets the system for future caution alerts. The message remains displayed until the condition no longer exists. Caution level alert messages require immediate crew awareness and may require crew action. If crew action is required, it should be accomplished in a timely manner.
Los dos tipos de alerta son imágenes visuales en alerta roja e imágenes visuales en alerta ámbar. Son precaución y de emergencia, atención inmediata y de
Advisory level alert messages are amber and appear beginning below any displayed caution level alert messages. Advisory level alert messages are indented one space to differentiate from any displayed caution level alert messages. Notice that no lights or oral tones accompany an advisory level alert message. Advisory level alert messages require crew awareness and may require crew action basis.
Las alertas AMBA requieren una atención básica del propio piloto. Tanto ambas alertas, alerta AMBA y alerta roja, deben de ser atendidas a través del manual de referencia rápida que inmediatamente va a asesorar al capitán de lo que tiene que atender de forma inmediata o de forma básica.
Communication alert messages are displayed in the lower half of the EICAS message display area and are classified as high, medium, and low. The high level is reserved for future use. A medium level communication alert message is accompanied by a high-low oral chime tone to identify an incoming communication requiring immediate crew awareness and a prompt response. Medium-level communication alert messages are white text preceded by a bullet and appear on the first available line above any displayed memo messages at the bottom of the EICAS message display area. Low-level communication alert messages display below medium-level messages to identify incoming communications that require timely crew awareness and response. Low-level messages are indented one space to differentiate from medium-level messages. There is no oral tone with a low-level message.
Vamos a tener mensajes de bajo nivel de atención. En este caso van a ser de color blanco. Aquí nos está mostrando el ejemplo que tenemos un mensaje directamente mandado a la impresora de la computadora de vuelo, la FMC. Posiblemente es un mensaje de EICAS que de cierta forma es de baja atención. Entonces ya eso depende si el capitán lo responde o no.
Memo messages are not considered crew alerts. They provide indications and crew reminders of the current state of manually and certain automatically configured airplane systems. Memo messages are white text and appear below any displayed communication alert messages at the bottom of the EICAS message display area. Let's review the various levels of crew alerts. A time-critical warning requires immediate crew awareness and an immediate response. A warning level alert message requires immediate crew awareness and immediate corrective action. Caution level alert messages require immediate crew awareness and may require that crew action
Aquí nos comenta básicamente
be performed in a timely manner.
los mensajes de tiempo crítico deben de ser atendidos de forma inmediata. Los mensajes de alerta, en este caso de caution, deben de ser también atendidos y deben de atender una situación de rendimiento de la propia aeronave.
An advisory level alert message requires crew awareness and may require that crew action be accomplished on an as time permits basis. Medium level communication alert messages require immediate crew awareness and a prompt crew response. A low-level communication alert message requires timely crew awareness and response. Memo messages are indications and crew reminders of the
Vamos a tener diferentes tipos de mensaje y dependiendo de la naturaleza del mensaje de urgencia, de precaución, se deberán de atender. En este caso los de menor atención serían los mensajes de baja atención.
the current state of manually or automatically configured airplane systems. The cancel recall switch on the display select panel, or DSP, is used to cancel displayed caution and advisory level alert messages. Cancel the EICAS messages. Warning level alert messages cannot be canceled. A warning remains displayed until the condition no longer exists. Communication alert messages also remain displayed to ensure real-time display of airplane communications. The associated message disappears after crew action is initiated. Memo messages remain displayed as a reminder of the current state of certain airplane systems. Canceling caution and advisory level alert messages only removes the messages from the display. The messages remain in EICAS memory as long as the associated conditions exist. Push the cancel recall switch. Pushing the cancel recall switch a second time recalls active caution and advisory level alert messages from EICAS memory. A recall queue displays momentarily when messages are recalled.
Nos comenta que algunos mensajes, en este caso todos los mensajes, van a ser almacenados en la computadora de récord de la propia aeronave. Algunos mensajes irán desapareciendo conforme sean atendidos, pero todos los mensajes deberán de ser almacenados dentro de la misma aeronave.
When there are too many messages to show at once, a paging scheme is used. Now, watch what happens when a new message is added to the EICAS display. Notice that the most recent caution level alert message, altitude alert, displays at the top of the group of caution alerts. The remainder of the messages shift down one line, and a page number displays below the message display area, indicating that there are additional pages. Push the cancel recall switch. Notice that the advisory level alert message that was displayed at the bottom of page 1 now appears on page 2. The page number is removed from the display, indicating that this is the last page of active messages. Warning level alert messages always remain at the top of all pages. Cancel the alert messages. All caution and advisory level alert messages are removed. Only red warning level messages remain.
Vamos a tener una serie de listas de mensajes acumulados si estos mensajes no son atendidos. Entonces vamos a tener hasta 2 páginas de mensajes de alerta.
Manually capture and record any suspect condition into EICAS memory. Information about the current status of airplane systems is captured. Push the EICAS event record switch.
En este caso, la base de almacenamiento es el código ARIN 629, es digamos que el sistema de almacenamiento de todos los mensajes. Todos esos mensajes van a estar cargados en la computadora EICAS.
Up to 5 suspect conditions can be recorded and retrieved by maintenance personnel after landing. Status information is available to the crew to aid in identifying system faults affecting airplane dispatch.
Esos mensajes van a ser almacenados y después de que aterrice la propia aeronave, el mecánico, el técnico aeronáutico puede verificar todos los mensajes que se provocaron en pleno vuelo o de cierta forma salieron en vuelo y deben de ser atendidos para el concepto de despacho. Recordemos, el concepto de despacho pues es dar aeronavegable la propia aeronave en función de los diferidos o en función de las fallas que hasta cierto punto pueden provocar un no-go en la operación de la aeronave.
A status display is normally displayed on the lower center display using the DSP. The status display is not automatically displayed to the crew, but may be accessed by pushing the status switch on the DSP. A status cue appears below the EICAS message display area to inform the crew that new status messages are present on the status display. Display the status display. Information about the hydraulic, APU, and oxygen systems is displayed. Airplane system status messages appear in an 11-line display area here on the status display. status messages are intended to provide crew awareness of system faults that may affect dispatch of the airplane, but are never to be used to initiate in-flight decisions or crew action. A page number indicates that additional status messages are present. Push the status switch again to display the next page of status messages. When the last page of status messages is displayed, the page number is removed. Pushing the status switch while on the last page cancels the status display. Canceling status messages only clears the display. Messages remain in EICAS memory as long as the associated conditions exist and may be recalled by once again pushing the status switch on the display select panel. Now let's look at some inhibits to the crew alerting system. After an intentional shutdown by the flight crew of either the left or right engine with the fuel control cutoff switch or a fire switch, these caution level alert messages indicating condition of the systems are inhibited and replaced by a single engine shutdown left or engine shutdown right caution message. This message inhibit consolidates several messages into one, keeping the amount of displayed messages to a minimum. Notice that the master caution lights and oral beeper do not activate. The lights and beeper are inhibited when an engine is intentionally shut down.
Nos mencionó los posibles mensajes que pueden aparecer cuando nosotros arrancamos, cortamos el propio motor.
Airplane is on the ground and both fuel control switches are in the cutoff position. A single engine shutdown caution message is displayed, and the master caution lights and oral beeper are inhibited. Warning level alerts are not inhibited. During pre- and post-flight, all hydraulic system alert messages are replaced by the hydraulic pressure system left, center, right caution level alert message. Here are some additional messages that consolidate individual system alert messages into one. There are periods during takeoff and landing when some crew alerts are inhibited. These inhibits occur during critical phases of flight where unnecessary distractions are not wanted.
Entonces los mensajes audibles pueden ser inhibidos por la propia tripulación para evitar que se distraiga en ciertas operaciones críticas.
During ground engine start, new caution and advisory level alert messages are inhibited from engine start switch engagement until the first engine reaches idle or until the start is aborted. Any caution or advisory level alerts occurring during this period activate at the end of the inhibit. The status cue is inhibited from engine start until 30 minutes after rotation. If a rejected takeoff or RTO is initiated, the status cue inhibit is canceled when thrust on both engines is reduced below takeoff thrust. Communication alerts and the oral chime are inhibited when takeoff thrust is selected on either engine. The inhibit remains in effect until reaching 400 feet radio altitude or until 20 seconds after rotation. The cabin alert communication message is exempted from this inhibit. All other communication alerts occurring during this period activate at the end of the inhibit period. If an RTO is initiated, communication alert inhibits are canceled when thrust on both engines is reduced below takeoff thrust. The master caution lights, oral beeper, and advisory level alert messages are inhibited at 80 knots ground speed and continue until reaching 400 feet radio altitude or until 20 seconds after rotation. Even though the oral beeper and master caution lights are inhibited, Caution messages are not inhibited during takeoff and display on EICAS as conditions dictate.
Si nosotros analizamos las condiciones normales de operación de estos tipos de sistemas de alerta a la tripulación, va a ser cuando la aeronave, en este caso nos comentó que si la aeronave antes de llegar a los 400 pies, pues el beeper va a estar inhibido para evitar cualquier tipo de distracción. Entonces el beeper, de forma normal, las señales audibles van a estar activadas arriba de 400 pies. Digamos que ese sería nuestro parámetro normal de operación del sistema de alerta a la tripulación.
If a caution condition occurs during the inhibited state, the master caution lights and oral beeper activate when the inhibit ends. If an RTO is initiated above
RTO es un retorno al despegue, un return takeoff.
of 80 knots, the master caution lights and oral beeper
Nos dice que abajo de 80 nudos las luces beepers van a estar inhibidas.
inhibits are canceled once ground speed is below 75 knots. Advisory level alerts occurring during the inhibit activate at the end of the inhibit period. If an RTO is initiated, advisory alert inhibits are canceled when thrust on both engines is reduced below takeoff thrust.
Entonces también nos menciona que estas luces se inhiben cuando los motores bajan su propia potencia.
The master warning lights and fire bell for fire warning level alerts are inhibited at V1 and continue until reaching 400 feet radio altitude or until 25 seconds after V1. If a fire warning level alert occurs during this period, the associated message immediately displays on EICAS, and the master warning lights and associated oral enunciation activate at the end of the inhibit.
Las luces Master Caution se van a activar 25 segundos después de V1, que es la velocidad de seguridad.
The takeoff configuration warning function is disarmed when ground speed exceeds V1. If a takeoff configuration warning activates prior to V1, the master warning lights and siren automatically deactivate at V1. The associated EICAS message remains displayed until approximately 10 seconds after V1.
Entonces la propia aeronave, después de que siente V1, V1, ya deja el modo de configuración de despegue, entonces ya adquiere otro modo de vuelo.
The landing configuration warning is inhibited at rotation and continues until reaching 800 feet radio altitude or for approximately 140 seconds elapsed time from landing gear retraction. During descent, altitude alerting is inhibited with glide slope capture or with landing flaps selected and landing gear down.
Recordemos, ya en el aterrizaje se va a hacer uso del sistema de aterrizaje por instrumentos, en el cual la propia aeronave debe de interceptar las frecuencias de la senda de planeo, el glide slope. Entonces, en función de la intercepción de esta senda de planeo, se van a activar las luces en el primary flight displays y señales audibles.
The status cue, communication alerts, and the oral chime are inhibited during descent from 800 feet radio altitude to 75 knots ground speed. The cabin alert communication message is exempted from this inhibit.
Entonces, el modo normal de operación de alerta son abajo de 800 pies hasta que se toca el terreno, se inhiben estas alertas.
During autoland, the master caution lights and oral caution beeper are inhibited during descent from 200 feet radio altitude to 75 knots ground speed. Caution level alerts that may require that a go-around be initiated are exempted from this inhibit. They are autopilot, no auto land, speed brake extended, and auto throttle disconnect. Even though the master caution lights and oral caution beeper are inhibited during landing, caution level alert EICAS messages are not. If a caution condition occurs during the inhibited state, the message immediately displays on EICAS, and the master caution lights and oral caution beeper activate when the inhibit ends.
Estas alertas solamente se van a activar abajo de 75 pies. Entonces prácticamente ya cuando la aeronave ya está casi a tocar la pista.
Flight deck discrete panel lights are not the primary means of fault detection. Help locate and identify affected systems and controls, and to reduce the potential for incorrect selection of switches and controls.
Entonces vamos a tener luces discretas, en este caso en el panel de los sistemas del avión, en el panel P5. De estas luces nos van a alertar de alguna discrepancia en el control del propio sistema.
Panel lights also provide system feedback in response to flight crew actions, to assist in system pre-flight configuration tasks when the engines are shut down and EICAS messages do not provide sufficient information.
Son luces que pueden ser provocadas por una mala
The
configuración del propio
configuration warning
sistema.
system advisory message displays to alert the crew that a fault has been detected in the EICAS takeoff or landing configuration warning systems. System is inoperative.
Entonces ahí se pueden dar cuenta de si el piloto realizó una mala configuración en el despegue, en el aterrizaje, dependiendo de cada uno de los sistemas. Y recordemos, estos mensajes van a ser almacenados en la propia computadora de la misma aeronave. Esto también da un parámetro de criterio para identificar los propios errores que se pueden tener y para mejorar en el aspecto de capacitación a los propios pilotos.
The message may also indicate that one or both master warning lights or one or both warning loudspeakers are inoperative. If the message displays in flight, it indicates the landing configuration warning system is inoperative. Or again, the master warning lights or warning loudspeakers are inoperative. Recall all EICAS alert messages. Review the rest of the EICAS alert messages. Cancel the EICAS alert messages. Display all system status messages. Display the rest of the system status messages. Cancel the status display. Here is a summary of alert inhibits that occur during the takeoff phase. Touch the green arrow when you are ready to continue. Here is a summary of alert inhibits that occur during the descent and landing phases. Touch The fuel system on the 777 is similar
Ya
to
ahorita
other
ya va a
Boeing.
tocar otro tipo de sistema, pero a grandes rasgos ya conocimos las condiciones normales, en este caso del sistema de alerta de tripulación, cuando está trabajando de forma normal y cuando hasta cierto punto entra en una configuración no normal.